Here's a Sears Kenmore washing machine that I would assume is from the late 70s or early 80s. It's a lot like the one that we had at my parents' house when I was a kid, but I think it's a little bit more modern model. There's the water level control and the timer and the wash and rinse temperature. And I don't know if this control panel can be restored or not. It looks like it's maybe gotten pitted from bleach splashing up on there or something. Here's the maker's data plate. Looks like it's just got the serial number on there. Not sure if I can see any more data on the rear of it or not. Here's what the agitator looks like. Dual action. And I got this for $5 at an estate sale. I also got a mid-1960s Sears Fabric Master 700 dryer. And I think this is very similar to the one that we have in the laundry room, only the one we have set up now is a 500 series, so it doesn't have all these extra features. This was also $5. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get these set up over here in the storage shed. There is 240 volts in the storage shed available, so we can run the dryer. And I've got the drain hose hooked up. I borrowed a Kirby vacuum hose for drain purposes, and I got the water inlets hooked up to the hose, and I've got the hooked up to the extension cord here, so I can run the machine in the truck. So to demonstrate, we'll just use this old rug here, which is pretty dirty. I'll put some detergent in and get the machine started. Okay, I'm going to set this to fill up extra large or extra high so we can try and wash out some of this junk that was in it. It was still hooked up, and the dryer was still hooked up as well. Although I don't think that the house, it was actually in a barn outdoors, but I don't think the place had been lived in several years. But it was actually hooked up, which told me that these should be working, and the washing machine seems to. Let me push the knob in here. I'm going to set it for cotton. I'm going to pull it out here. This had a pretty puny spray the first time I tested it, but the problem was that there was a lot of rust and sediment in the screens that connect to the water input. So I just cleaned those out, and it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. Looks like there's some powdered detergent residue up under here. I'm going to have to try and see if I can get that stuff out, maybe with a vacuum cleaner. I'll let it fill up here and we can see how it agitates. Looks like water's flowing out of the drain hose even as the machine's filling. I'm not sure what would cause that. Let me set this to medium. We'll see if it'll start up. I'll need to check and see if water's still flowing out. Oh, it may be that you know what it probably is. It may be that the drain pipe needs to be above the level of the washer tub. I guess maybe that's like an overflow protection system, so it wouldn't fill up any higher than the output of the drain hose. Probably that's all that is. So now we'll observe the wash action. It's kind of hard to see here, but the lower part of the agitator actually is turning in reverse and turning quicker. Now the machine is pumping out the wash water. I'll put the lid down so it can fill up for the rinse. I may have had a loose contact on the spin micro switch. It didn't seem to want to enter the spin cycle right away. See if I can show it spinning here. Spraying water in while it's spinning. I remember that from the machine we had when I was a kid, but I don't think that the 2000 machine that I have in the laundry room now does that. So now it's going to start filling up for the rinse cycle. You may be able to see the agitator action a little bit better now in the rinse cycle. The lower part of the agitator rotates faster, and then the top part acts like an auger to help bring flows down into the agitated part. Here's the energy guide. Something tells me, I'm trying to think of when this first came out. Maybe like around 80 or so. This may give me a clue as to when this was made, to see when the energy guide first came around. Here's another look at the control panel. Here's more of the sound of the machine. It sounds different than the one we had when I was a kid, and it sounds different than the one I have now. So I'll try and do a video about the dryer as well sometime in the future when I can get it hooked up.